Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
How old was Floyd when they had that fight though?
Floyd was 36.
Oh, he was 36.
He was 36
Okay.
when he fought Canelo.
His brother, I believe, is 37 for like another week or so.
Yeah.
It's wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff.
Absolutely shocking. Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford face to face. The boxing world is split right down the middle, and some of the reactions are truly jaw-dropping. Before we get into it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because what you're about to hear could completely change how you see boxing. Trainers, fighters, and legends are speaking out boldly. Stephen A. Smith is analyzing every detail, Oscar de la Hoya is throwing shots from the promoter's side, and Floyd Mayweather himself is caught up in a $1 million lawsuit that has fans raising eyebrows. This is no longer just a sports debate. It's shaping up to be one of the most shocking rivalries boxing has seen in years. Let's break it down.
That way, man. Go. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
It all kicked off with trainer Brian Bomac McIntyre, a man known for speaking his mind. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, he sent his message loud and clear before even saying a word, wearing a hat with 3 bold letters, GOAT. When asked if Crawford had already surpassed Floyd Mayweather, Bomac didn't hesitate. Of course, he's better than Floyd. It's not even close. He highlighted Crawford's dominance in 3 weight classes, his ability to adjust mid-fight, and the unmatched chemistry of his team. For Bomac, it wasn't just about records. It was about how Crawford dismantles champions in their prime, while Floyd's career, he hinted, was built differently. That single comment lit up social media and sparked a firestorm.
And compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
For years, fans debated the comparison, but hearing it from Crawford's own trainer gave it new weight. Still, when Crawford was asked directly, his response shocked everyone for a very different reason. Fresh off his dominant unanimous decision win over Canelo Alvarez, a fight many called a career-defining masterclass, he was handed the chance to claim the GOAT crown outright. All he had to do was agree with his trainer. Instead, he surprised everyone with humility, saying, "Floyd was the greatest of his era. I'm the greatest of mine. No need to compare."
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
On the surface, Crawford's response came off as respectful, a classy way to avoid the debate. But for fans and analysts, it only added fuel to the fire. The context was impossible to ignore. Floyd faced a young, still developing Canelo in 2013 and won with his trademark defensive brilliance, while Crawford just beat a fully matured, battle-tested Canelo, the undisputed star of modern boxing. That contrast left the boxing world completely divided.
A great 5th round, and Terence Crawford knew he had to make a stand in this 6th round. That shot got Canelo's attention as Crawford's back was against the ropes. It's a good shot from Crawford, and that shot and that exchange allowed him to box the way he wanted to.
Was Crawford simply showing respect to Floyd, or was he quietly pointing out that his win over Canelo stood on a completely different level? That fine line set off a wave of heated analysis, with media voices jumping in to break down every angle.
What did you think about what he had to say about you when he said you're way better than Floyd Money Mayweather? I know you heard that he said that. What thoughts came to your mind when you heard that Canelo Alvarez said that about you?
Hey, you know, that's a big compliment. You know, he's been in the ring with both of us, so he would know, you know, from...
Enter Stephen A. Smith, the outspoken analyst who never shies away from controversy. On ESPN, he broke it down in a segment that went viral. He argued that Crawford's win over Canelo wasn't just about skill, it was about mental toughness. Crawford didn't just outbox Canelo. He stood toe-to-toe, traded shots, and walked out looking stronger. That, Stephen A. said, proved Crawford has a rare mix of talent and grit that few fighters in history can match. Then he drew the contrast. Mayweather was a defensive genius, nearly impossible to hit, making world-class opponents look helpless.
I'm going for that. I'm not feeling that at all. It wasn't like that at all, okay? I had the fight 5-4 in favor of Terence Crawford after 9 rounds. It could have gone either way. And then he basically put on a boxing clinic over the last 3 rounds of the fight.
For Stephen A., the debate boiled down to this. Crawford represents toughness, fearlessness, and offensive firepower, while Mayweather embodies perfect defense and discipline. But the way he framed it went beyond technique. It struck an emotional chord. Fans suddenly weren't just comparing records. They were choosing sides based on philosophy. Do you root for the warrior who risks it all in the ring, or the strategist who builds an untouchable legacy by refusing to get hit?
About Crawford that people have to understand. It's wild, because if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, but then he won the rematch.
Once that clip hit the internet, boxing legends and current stars couldn't stay quiet. The next wave of reactions came straight from inside the sport, and none of them held back.
The art of knowing when to fight somebody and when not to fight somebody. I mean, he's the best in that game. He's the best in, making money and making all the, the huge fights happen. But why? Because he was timing every single one of them. He never fought nobody really in their prime. He always
after junior lightweight. Junior lightweight.
He changed the game in the worst way possible. You're right. Everybody's trying to protect their own. I had to break that, right?
Ryan Garcia, never one to shy away from headlines, went directly at Mayweather. He accused Floyd of hurting boxing by carefully handpicking opponents, saying money may strip the sport of its risk-taking spirit. In Garcia's eyes, Crawford is everything Floyd wasn't: fearless, dangerous, and ready to fight anyone.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all-around fighter. Mayweather.
Then came Shane Mosley, a veteran who had actually shared the ring with Floyd. He admitted that Crawford's size, reach, and versatility might make him the more complete fighter overall. And coming from someone who faced Mayweather firsthand, that opinion carried serious weight.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
I already knew it was going to happen, but I thought he was going to stop him in the 8th or 10th round. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
What's that? That training.
Crawford's father also entered the debate, saying Bud has a unique ability to elevate his game whenever the stakes rise. For him, it wasn't just about physical talent. It was a mindset he argued even Floyd couldn't match. These voices didn't just fuel the debate, they escalated it. The conversation shifted from fans arguing online to trainers, fighters, and legends openly questioning Mayweather's place in history. But just as the tension hit its peak, promoters and industry rivals jumped in, and that's when the chaos truly began.
Speaking of poor promotion, Dana White didn't have his best week. His t-shirt shrank smaller every minute, especially when he was questioned about his attempt to amend the Muhammad Ali Act.
Listen, if you want to be an asshole, let's do it in private and we can do an interview.
So you're saying this reporter's an asshole because he's asking you a legitimate question? Fuck that dude.
Just when it seemed the debate couldn't get any louder, Oscar de la Hoya jumped in to stir things up. The Golden Boy, never one to hold back against old rivals, lit another fire with a heated interview. This time, he reignited his feud with UFC boss Dana White, openly mocking his failed attempt to break into boxing promotion. De La Hoya called it a circus act and flat out said Dana had no business trying to run a sport he didn't understand.
Because the Muhammad Ali Act protects fighters, and TKO needs it to change so they can fuck fighters over. Sorry, Uncle Fester. You can't muzzle the boxing media like you do in the UFC.
That's all right.
And after this debacle, he decided to skip the undercard and shows up in the beginning of the main event where he's just watching the UFC on his phone. The entire...
It was vintage De La Hoya, blunt, sharp, and full of promoter's flair. But he didn't stop at Dana White. His real target, once again, was Canelo Alvarez. De La Hoya, who once promoted Canelo before their split, went after his resume with precision, claiming it was padded with what he called fluff fights, matchups that looked impressive on paper but carried little real substance.
And it makes me horny.
Yeah, baby.
To tell you I told you so.
I told you!
I predicted the Canelo Crawford fight like a goddamn fortune teller.
You're the Oracle?
Canelo's feet were cemented on the canvas as he was hitting air. What the fuck was that?
Oscar argued that only 3 opponents in Canelo's career truly defined him: Floyd Mayweather, Dimitri Bivol, and Terence Crawford. With that one statement, he linked their names together, dropping Mayweather, Crawford, and Canelo into the same storm of controversy. Suddenly, the debate wasn't just about who's the best. It became a triangle of rivalries, legacies, and unanswered questions. Fans wondered if Oscar was settling old scores or exposing an uncomfortable truth about boxing's biggest names. And while the media ran wild with the chatter, Floyd Mayweather found himself making headlines for a completely different and shocking reason. For a man who built his image on money, luxury, and flaunting his wealth, wild headlines were nothing new.
But as you guys can see, make sure you close so you get people to break down the run. Come follow Nick. Nick, get the people to break down.
One of 99 in the world, land delay. This has delivery miles on it.
But this headline wasn't about another flashy purchase. It was about the courtroom. Reports revealed that Mayweather was suing a Las Vegas dealership over a $1.2 million Maybach Landlet, one of the rarest luxury cars in the world. Floyd claimed the dealership not only overcharged him by nearly $500,000, but also sold him a car with hidden problems. The twist? He had already flaunted the car on Instagram as part of his legendary collection, but once news of the lawsuit broke, those posts quietly vanished. Fans couldn't help but speculate. Was this a clever business move by Mayweather, or a rare moment where money actually played him? The lawsuit painted an unexpected picture of Floyd, not as the untouchable champion, but as a wealthy fighter tangled in the same shady business practices ordinary people deal with.
Well, I look at it in a situation like this. I mean, they compared me to a Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, I'm talking about as far as skills. You know, as far as my skills, and I feel I'm on the level of a Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, and I feel that he's not on the level of a Roberto Duran, so he's not gonna be able to handle it at all. You can mark my words.
For critics, it was another odd chapter in Mayweather's post-boxing story, and for fans, proof that even a flawless record can't keep him out of real-world drama. Still, as entertaining as lawsuits and feuds may be, none of it overshadows the question that refuses to fade. The debate at the core of boxing today: who is truly greater, Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford? The boxing world is split. On one side, Mayweather's loyalists point to his flawless 50-0 record, his unmatched defense, and his ability to turn every bout into a clinic in control. To them, perfection in the ring is untouchable, and Floyd's legacy can't be surpassed. On the other side, Crawford's supporters argue that his dominance across multiple weight classes, especially his decisive win over a prime Canelo, already places him among the rarest of greats. They see him not just as a champion, but as a fearless force willing to take on any challenge. Analysts can't agree, fighters can't agree, and even promoters are divided. What's certain is that the debate isn't slowing down. It's becoming the most explosive conversation in boxing. A rivalry of legacies that may never be settled unless the unthinkable happens and these two legends actually share a ring. That's why insiders are calling it the most shocking rivalry talk of the year.
Mike Tyson is been signed for under Mayweather Promotions and Mike Tyson Promotions for 2020-26. Worldwide broadcast. Special exhibition. Who the hell would have thought we would be getting this?
Let's recap. Brian Bomac McIntyre boldly crowned Crawford the GOAT, while Crawford himself stayed calm and humble. Stephen A. Smith framed the debate as offense versus defense and toughness versus perfection. Legends like Shane Mosley and Ryan Garcia fueled the fire with their strong opinions. Oscar de la Hoya poured gasoline on the conversation by targeting Canelo and dragging both Floyd and Crawford into the same spotlight. And in the middle of it all, Mayweather became entangled in a luxury car lawsuit that added yet another strange twist to his story. But despite all the noise, the ultimate question still hangs. If Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford ever touched gloves, who would come out on top? Would Bud's relentless toughness finally crack Floyd's flawless defense? Or would money prove once and for all that his era simply cannot be touched? So drop your pick in the comments below, because even the boxing pros are divided. And if their voices can't settle it, maybe yours will. One thing is for sure, this debate isn't ending anytime soon.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
All right, everyone. Stay up to date with the latest boxing news, highlights, events, and action by subscribing to Knockout Updates and turning on notifications so you never miss top quality content. And don't forget to check out our other videos. Until next time, peace.